Hola, mi amigas. My name is Leisha, and today I want to know, are you a summer person or are you a winter person? I am 100% a winter person, and that's because I live in Arizona where winter is like a nice 55, 60 degrees, and summer is essentially living on the face of the sun. Wearing this wig right now is causing me to sweat uncomfortably on my head, and it's fine. Last time I asked you guys if you are cat people or dog people, and the results actually really surprised me. Dog people won, which I kind of knew it would, with 37%. Cat people had 28%, and both had 31%. So there's more of you like me than I thought, in the sense that we just love animals. Today I am wearing this wig that is entirely too long, but I liked the color of it, and I'm hoping, because I don't love it right now, you know, you're probably thinking the same thing, I'm hoping it's gonna go with the theme of today's video, which is 90s Double Dare. Double Dare! I found out that Double Dare is actually coming back tonight, I believe. It has the original host, Mark Summers, which is so cool. I mean, I'm living for all of this 90s nostalgia that's coming about lately, because it's my childhood, and who doesn't love nostalgia? I mean, how else are we supposed to handle the realities of being an adult in this critically terrible world? So today, in honor of Double Dare coming back and 90s nostalgia being in full swing, we're going to be doing, let me move my mirror out of the way, a 90s look, but not what you are thinking. This is going to be absolutely nothing like 90s makeup, because I hate 90s makeup. It is boring and trash. I'm going to be doing something inspired by the colors of Double Dare. So we're going to do something that is lime green and awesome. This is take 2 because I realized that I am in no way, shape, or form a creative human being, so I'm not going to try and do a creative makeup look, because hey, it's not broke. Don't try and fix it when you don't know how to fix the clock. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed doing the quiz that we did the last episode, because I thought that was really fun, and because I played this quiz game yesterday called HQ. If you've played it, I've been playing it a lot with Kevin, my brother Kevin, and my husband Paul. We're like really into it. We play it twice a day. But I'll have a link below if you want to sign up. This video is not sponsored or anything, but if you sign up and you use my code, I get lives, which is awesome because I really suck at this game. I'm really bad at it and could use your help. Yesterday they had an episode that was all 90s questions and actually had Mark Summers, who is the host of Double Dare, on the show. So it made me think it would be fun to do these polls, but do it like a quiz, because just watching a tutorial is really boring. Maybe not for you, but it's boring for me. We are going to do a 90s quiz. Question numero uno. Your NES cartridge isn't working. What do you do? Do you cry? Do you rinse it off? Do you shake it? Or do you blow on it? The answer is you blow in it. That was the key when you had your NES, or if you were like me, you had a Nintendo 64. If it wasn't working, you blow into it really hard, into the actual system and then into the back of the cartridge, because you wanted to make sure there was no dust. I don't know if this actually worked or if it was just something that everybody did and it literally did nothing. Nobody knows. That was the way you did it. Number 2, if you had a crush on someone, what was the most 90s way to tell them? Tell your friend to tell them. Text them. Write them a note that says, "Do you like me?" Circle yes or no. Or walk up to them and ask them out. The correct answer is to write them a note that says, "Do you like me?" Circle yes or no. Back in the day, we didn't have things like cell phones, so you would write a note that said this and check yes or no. I don't even know if it was effective. I was not a person who ever dated anybody. I had 2 experiences in my childhood where boys were involved. The first was in 5th grade. There was a boy that liked me, and I didn't know how to react to the situation. I remember one day in school, in class, our teacher reassigned our seats and I was supposed to sit next to him, and I actually started bawling and had to go into the bathroom like sobbing that I had to sit next to this kid who had a crush on me, because I didn't really like him and I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to do. So then I came back and was so embarrassed, and then the teacher moved me, and it was probably really embarrassing for him too, because I'm pretty sure that every single person knew that he liked me. My other experience was some kid that asked me out in like 6th or 7th grade, and then like later that day I was like, nah dude. And he was really like, yeah, okay, whatever, and the end. So, life lessons from Lucia. No life lessons, I had no life. Finish this phrase. Be kind, rewind, pay mind, go find, or double wind. Rewind! It was for Blockbuster because you had the VHS tapes, so it's be kind, please rewind. Because nothing was worse than getting your Blockbuster movie, bringing it home, and it's at the credits. And then you have to wait to rewind the entire movie, which took like at least 5 minutes. Let's be honest, probably more, I don't even remember. It took forever to rewind a movie. Number 5, what does AIM stand for? Always in movement, AOL Instant Messenger, AOL Internet Mail, or Ask Internet Man. AOL Instant Messenger. I loved AIM. Oh my gosh, AIM is very nostalgic for me, even very far past the 90s. The 90s it would be on AOL. I used AIM up into like 2010, maybe even 2012. I'm trying to think. I know I used it at least till 2010. Then it got kind of taken out by Facebook Messenger. But AIM was like the cool thing. Everybody had it. It was the easiest way to talk to everybody. My screen name on there was xSparkage. No, I had multiple ones. Let's talk about AOL. AOL Instant Messenger and just AOL. AOL was back in the day, that's how, you got the internet. You had to wait for dial-up. You had to wait for it to connect. Some people would have to get a second phone line so that you could use the internet because it used your phone line, your landline. So you'd have to either, not use the phone and then be on the internet, or if you were fancy, you had a second phone line specifically for the internet. But my usernames, my first one I believe was A College, because that was my last name. I'm pretty sure my dad just made that for all of us, AM College. And then I changed it to Roxy Quicksilver 101. And then there was Millennium Girl 11. Those are the only ones I remember. But they were spelled like Roxy Quicksilver was like, because it had to be in the limit, so it was like RXYQCKSLVR maybe? God, man, that was a long time ago. I don't remember any other ones that I had. I'm sure there were many. I always had to ask my dad to do it for me because I couldn't do it myself. I also remember talking to my dad about Y2K. This is when it turned to the year 2000. People thought that all the computers and everything was going to just completely die because the computers wouldn't understand. Like, I think it would like go back to the 1800s or something. And I remember talking to my dad about this because I had heard about it, and I was like, oh, is Y2K gonna make, all the computers stop working and blah, blah, blah. And so all he did was open up the calendar and change it to the year 2000, and nothing happened. And I was like, oh, people are stupid. That was the end of that conversation. How do you predict every detail of your future? A magic 8-ball, MASH, cootie catcher, or tarot cards? It's definitely MASH. So MASH was this game that you would play. You'd write out on a piece of paper, MASH, which stood for mansion, apartment, shack, or house. And then you'd have other questions that you would do, like number of kids, husband's name, job. I don't remember them all, but there were all these different things. And then you would go like this until the person said stop. And then whatever that number was, you would go through, and every time you hit it, you would cross off whatever it was until you were left with one answer for each. And so it would tell you if you were gonna live in a mansion, who your husband was gonna be, how many kids, like all the details of your life. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. I thought that this question was going to say something about the fortune teller game, but that, I guess, would not tell you every detail of your life. That would tell you one aspect of your life, whatever the answer was on the fortune thingy. I forget what it's called. You'll probably get this because I literally was just talking about this. You can't use the internet. What is most likely the reason? You're not connected to the grid. That makes me think of Tron. The grid. Someone is on the phone. You're out of data. Or PCs haven't been invented yet. Someone is on the phone. You had to wait until nobody was on the phone to be able to use the internet back in the day. That's why a lot of people would end up getting 2 phone lines, so that one was for the internet and the other was so that people could actually use the phone. Which of these is a couche? I'm gonna take a picture of it so that you can guess, and we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never heard it called a couche before this quiz. Oh, I hate this thing. It's always been a couche ball. Telling you that probably just gave you the answer. It is numero uno. That is the couche ball. The place I remember seeing it the most, sorry, I can't talk when I apply eyeliner. I remember it being something big in school where it would be like the whoever's talking got the couche ball kind of thing. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this next thing. I was just talking about this because of, I'll explain. Which cartoon had an episode that caused seizures? Animaniacs, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, or The Simpsons? I was just talking about this. It is Pokemon. And the reason I was just talking about this was because I saw the new Incredibles movie. I saw it opening day and I was surprised because in the movie there's a lot of parts. There's quite a few parts in it that have really fast blinking lights. It actually kind of was hurting my eyes. And so I was like, why are they doing this? It's 2018. Don't they remember Pokemon? There was an episode of Pokemon that was actually banned in the US because in Japan when it aired, it caused I think 80 kids to have to go to the emergency room because they had seizures. And the episode, I've seen it, it's on YouTube. The episode had this, it was something with Porygon, and it had these flashing blue and red lights. And so it caused epilepsy, and it caused a couple kids to, or had caused 80 kids to have reactions to it, which is just crazy to me. So when I saw The Incredibles and the fact that it had multiple scenes that had this flashing, like really quick flashing, and it wasn't just like a one-off scene, it was multiple scenes that had this. This happened in the 90s and it caused an uproar in the 90s. And this is 2018 when, you know, you sneeze wrong and people will freak out on you. So it surprised me that they didn't think like, maybe this is going to cause a reaction, because I could definitely see kids, adults, anybody that has photosensitivity having serious issues in a movie theater with that. So I hadn't really heard anything about it. I looked it up afterwards because I was honestly really surprised that they decided to put it in, especially without any sort of warning. I mean, for the last month, we've all seen so much Incredibles advertising for this movie. Everyone's been waiting 14 years for this movie to come out, and then to see oh, this is a brown mascara, what am I doing? And then to see absolutely, oh, I poked myself in the eye, so my eye's gonna turn really red, just so you know. And then to see absolutely nothing about may cause seizures, warning, some sort of warning, so really surprised me. That being said, after I got out of the movie, I did read that they were planning to put a warning for anybody that has photosensitivities. It was immediate to me. The people I was with did not even think about it, but the reason I thought about it was because of that Pokemon episode. Full circle. What popular game includes slammers? So I had filmed this video and I effed up the makeup look that I was doing because I'm not that good at makeup, and I talked about this particular thing in it, but you know what, you guys aren't seeing that, so you would not know, but I couldn't think of what the name of this particular, what slammers was, so there it is. Okay, Hungry Hungry Hippos, Pogs, Pokemon cards, or Tetris? Which one features slammers? The answer is Pogs! Pogs are these little circular cardboard pieces that had different pictures and stuff on them, and you'd put them in a giant stack, and then you take this thing called a slammer, which was like, I think it was like made of metal or hard plastic, and you'd throw it down on them, and whatever pogs flipped over are the ones that you got to keep. I believe that's how you played it. Yeah, I was talking about it in the last video that I filmed that failed. I was like, gosh, I can't remember what they were called, but they were these things and yada yada yada. Thank you, 90s quiz. They're called slammers. God, I can never have my hair this long because even this wig, I'm like, how do I function in my life? I don't know. 90s kids loved these sweet sounding writing implements. Ice cream pens, jelly donut pens, or jelly roll pens. That question actually fits for me a lot. The answer is jelly roll pens. You were not cool unless you had jelly roll pens. They were, and they still are. I have some right here. You would have like a giant collection of them. Otherwise, like, what were you doing with your life? Everyone needed jelly roll pens. God, that takes me back. It's funny because they like still exist and I obviously still have them. Pretty sure I bought them because I was like, oh my God, jelly roll. And the O looks like a cinnamon roll. It's like so cool. All right, so I think I'm good with my slime look. Let me know what you think I mean, this was just kind of messing around, you know, but at least you probably learned something about a generation that is a lot farther back than I like to pretend that it is. In my head, it's like, you know, it was 10 years ago, but what can we do? What can we do? Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was kind of a different way to do a look. Double Dare coming back with Mark Summers is the only way that they can do it. I really hope they don't make it too new. That's the hard thing about nostalgia stuff, is they have to tread that line of bringing back something that was old without changing it too much to make it not feel nostalgic. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. I would love to have you here in the xSparkage Bam Bam. I'll see you soon.
So did I say double there? Did I say double there?
Double there?
Oh my God, you scared me? Why did you scare me?
It was right at the end.
Mom, I wish my hair was yellow.
You want yellow hair? I like your brown hair.
I like yellow hair.
I did my eyes to look like slime. What do you think?
Ew.
You don't like it?
Yeah, can I touch it, Mom?
Yeah.
I want yellow hair.
You want me to put this on you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a wig.
Yeah, oh, it's a wig. Hello, and I'm Mama, and I like to pee.